Thank you, Mr. Chair, and for you, Ms. Redford, I appreciate your remarks very much, and I'd like to talk more about what's needed for Arctic security. And of course, when we talk about Arctic security, as you well know, we're not just talking about security of our Arctic. We're talking about national security of all 40 million Canadians, and we're also talking about North American defense as well. And of course, when Canadians look at a map, they know the Arctic's ours. They want it to stay that way, but we know increasingly there's interest from Russia and China that are coming into our territorial waters and seeing how we react and our capabilities and the like. So certainly the case has been made. We need to do more in the Arctic to ensure our sovereignty is protected. So where would you start there, and what is critical to you to see in the defense industrial policy in terms of those Arctic investments? What do you need to see to have confidence it's the right direction for what we need for continental defense?
So one of the initiatives that Arctic 360 has been pushing is actually the production of an inventory of all existing assets, the age and condition of those assets, and effectively to look at where those critical investments need to be made in telecommunications or transportation or energy. We know that the information exists out there, but it's not been sort of brought together in a concise single location, as well as actually the possibility of creating a system like a Sim City for those that are older, like I am, where you can actually play with that and see what, if you build a fiber optic cable, what does that unlock? Well, it turns out you can't build a fiber optic cable without, sustainable, sufficient energy. So it shows you where those, opportunities exist, but it also shows you where those failures are. So we need to, and I do believe that the military to some extent is doing some of that assessment for its own needs, but the problem is that we're not doing it all together. We need the northern communities to be part of it. We need the industry to be part of it, universities to be part of it, so that we actually figure out, what to do, where to do it, and how much it's going to cost.
Thank you very much. And of course, Canada operates in continental defense through our NORAD agreement. And part of what we do, as you know, is surveillance and those over the horizon radar systems. And in a previous conversation with you, I was a bit shocked to learn that those systems take 15,000 liters of diesel per day. And of course, Canadians, I don't believe, are quite aware of the reliance on diesel for our northern communities. That pipeline infrastructure, the grid infrastructure is just not the same in the Arctic. So you've talked about energy a lot, and I know that you have been a proponent for MMRs and SMRs, so small modular nuclear reactors. Can you tell the committee why that is?
So when I took a look at, sort of the various energy solutions, what we have learned through quite a number of different independent studies is that for a full energy solution, for the most part, wind and or solar won't get us there. Much of the Arctic geological situation, thermal power is not an option. Where there are rivers or large lakes, hydro may be an option, but again, the challenge is that while the Arctic is melting, at the same time, we're actually seeing less and less precipitation. So it's a weird sort of situation where two truths can actually exist at the same time. So the cities of Whitehorse and the cities of Yellowknife have actually had hydro dams that now requires a diesel backup. So that leaves us very few options. MMRs, micro modular reactors, which are in development. It's like old technology that is actually now being repurposed with the possibility of a civilian or commercial use, would actually provide clean energy options. We're seeing the industry out there producing everything from a 1 megawatt, 5 megawatts, 20 megawatts, 50 megawatts, sort of size solutions. It's not the Darlington, which is 500 megawatts, but, again, they're being produced as like batteries. So if you need 10, you might get 2 5s. I think we're going to see probably only about 3 to 5 companies moving forward with real solutions.
So if we want to expand our operations militarily in the north, then we need better energy, and you've made the argument that certainly we should be looking at nuclear then.
Absolutely. We're not going to achieve our clean energy solutions, especially in rural, remote northern Canada, without it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.